Hello and welcome to Young Money. I'm Nozipho Mbanjwa, and today we're in the heart of South Africa, in the capital city of Tshwane. We're at the Innovation Hub where we're sitting down with one of South Africa's most exciting innovators. He is the co-founder of a company called Commute X. His name is Luthando Garane, and he's going to tell us all about the product that they have brought to market. Luthando, it's such a pleasure to be able to catch up with you. Very quickly, what does Commute X do?
Commute X is a commuter convenience platform that allows people that are using the newer transit systems like Gautrain, Rea Vaya and Arieng to be able to access convenience services while they are on the move. So, for example, the ability to pre-order a cup of coffee and a sandwich and get it when they get off at their destination station. There were a couple of services as well for long distance traveling. So if you're traveling with via bus, the ability to pre-order your stuff before you get to a stop, like Montrose. If you're going down towards Durban, it gets packed there. So it's just basically to have convenience while you're on the move using public transport.
So convenience and efficiency whilst you're on the move using the public transport system. How did the idea come about?
Okay, so as a little boy, I'm from Mbanjwa in the Eastern Cape, and I used to travel a lot between home and school, East London and Durban likewise. So when you stop at these places, you actually get to see people getting left behind and that sort of thing. So that's the idea I had initially as a kid growing up. And then I met my business partners in 2014, and they had the idea of a boarding pass for all airlines, for all domestic airlines on one application, which is part of something that we are going to do as well. But so that's how it came together. We met and we sat down and we brainstormed. We came up with a whole lot of ideas, including the few that I've mentioned with you. So those are all services of Commute X. Some not active yet, but that's how it came together.
So your personal experience of actually having to commute between two cities on a daily basis and seeing people being left behind, hopefully not you, on a couple of occasions. No. But how has the product been received? I mean, when one looks at Uber, for example, you can almost see the basic modeling against the Uber business model. How have you been received in the market?
It's been received very well thus far. We ran a pilot here at the Innovation Hub last year between here and CSR and the surrounding area. It was very well received. People were using the tuk-tuks. The platform was not ready at that point, but the challenge is there and it's solving the challenge. So it has been well received. Run into a couple of challenges this year, but we're turning those around and we're just gearing up to be able to, we feel once that word just gets out and everybody knows about it, people are gonna use it and love it.
Now, one of the purposes of this show is to also empower other entrepreneurs who are watching the show so that their journey becomes just a little bit easier. So I want to go to some of the challenges that you are facing in particular this year. Can you share some of these?
Cash flow,
yeah.
Which then, and when I say cash flow, I don't want the other entrepreneurs to think because you don't have money, you can't make something happen.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. But you get to a point where you've got stuff going on and you need to pay for it. And if you can't pay for it, it hinders things, it slows things down a little bit. But coming from where I'm coming from in terms of the entrepreneurs that are around me, we work together and we stick together and we help each other out. So those are some of the challenges that we've been facing. So resources, which is mainly development, that has been a key challenge, but we've gotten over the hurdle.
If you were to able to start from scratch, Luthando, yes, with the business, what would you do differently this time around?
More homework, definitely more homework. You need to know what you're talking about, yeah. Not for the sake of selling it, but because if you know and understand the problem that you're trying to solve to the core, you will implement it with ease. Okay, not with ease, but it'll be
in an easier way.
In an easier way, yeah. And you will do it. If you understand your customer, that's really important. You will do it in a much better way.
So talking about some of the products that are accessible on the platform, so you've mentioned you can get a tuk-tuk, you can order a cup of coffee, you can get a sandwich. What does the future look like? What are you hoping to build? What does the ecosystem of products look like?
So we're looking to have other entrepreneurs feeding into the platform, creating businesses. For example, with the tuk-tuks. Tuk-tuks are not very used a lot, like across the province at this point in time, let alone South Africa. And Commute X allows the tuk-tuk providers that are, currently exist and that are wanting to go into the space to feed into the platform, because we have now created a demand for them in different areas. So it'll help other entrepreneurs. But furthermore, just to give you sort of our thinking, imagine you need an envelope or a small document or something small delivered to you because you forgot it at home. Imagine a drone could come and drop it off right outside your window or your door. That's the thinking of Commute X in the future, whilst working with other businesses and other entrepreneurs within the ecosystem.
What's it going to take to get you there?
A lot of hard work, and honestly, it's just going to take people coming onto the platform, start using it, so that we can learn from what we have so far to improve it for the people that are enthusiasts of the platform, and just growing and executing all the services that we would like to make happen.
It's not a coincidence that we are meeting you here at the Innovation Hub. What is the benefit of spaces like this?
The benefit is the network and what you have access to. The Innovation Hub is the biggest science and technology park in Africa. And especially this year, I've met a lot of like-minded people in this very room. Guys that are doing different things in different spaces, but the one common thing we have is being entrepreneurs, and we share that. We'll sit here together, even on a Friday, we'll relax and we'll talk in the evenings. It's access to information that you didn't have, and learning from other entrepreneurs. And the Innovation Hub itself, I mean, we have mentors and they help us with our strategies and access to IP lawyers if you need one. There's a whole lot that they offer you, and there's milestones that you need to achieve. There's different levels of being an incubatee, which you graduate from the entry level into core and then into like enterprise. So those are guys that are really making money. So there's a lot of benefit being here because of the ecosystem and everything that they have to offer, and the connections and the relationships that they have with private sector as well as government.
So you're basically plugged into an ecosystem, but I would make the assumption that maybe one of the biggest sources of support would come all the way back from family. How was the idea of you deciding to be an entrepreneur welcomed by the family?
It was not at all. My dad was like, like, why do you want to quit a job and go start your own business? It's hard. And I think it's the challenge of our parents not understanding that space because it's unknown territory. It's unknown. It's no one in my family has. He was an entrepreneur. Actually, he wasn't. But he was in business at some point. But it was the basic normal stuff from Ekas. It's not that there's anything wrong with it, but he doesn't understand the space. And I had to really simplify what I'm trying to do with this specific product. And for him, that's not tangible. Like a person uses a phone to get a coffee. Doesn't make sense to him. So I had to, but he's slowly coming back on board. But I have to say that my biggest support has come from my business partners. And they run a company called Wipsy, which basically is an idea incubator. And that's how it started. My biggest source has been from strangers nonetheless, actually, more than it has been from family.
They say that when you begin a business and you're trying to raise capital, you'll get the money from family, friends, or fools. So where did your source of initial capital come from if you needed some?
What does the fools mean? Let's clarify the fools.
People who just, blindly have faith in your dreams and don't expect much in return, I suspect.
Then I think that's where it is. Fools. Yeah.
And what kind of capital do you need to get into an innovative business like this? I mean, your website is live. I'm assuming that the long-term picture is to also go into an app so that you're increasing accessibility. Is it capital intensive?
It is, especially the development of the platform itself. It's so I think you need about 3-4 million to get started, and look, you can bootstrap, but it just depends what the outcome is. But to get a proper platform going with all the resources and everything you need behind it, we're talking 3-4 million easily, and that could also even be a little bit of a stretch, but around that region, yeah.
So Luthando, as we wrap up our conversation, I want to go back to your trips between home and the city of Durban. 10 years from now, when your app is well integrated into the market, it's been accepted in the market, and it's become one of the things to do. How would you have changed the experience of commuting for other younger Luthandos at that time?
I think I would have made it seamless, so easy and seamless for them that I don't see how they'll be thinking, how can we improve this? That's how I feel about it, and what I'm planning to do within the space is just constantly reinvent myself and constantly innovate in it.
Well, there you have it. He is the co-founder of Commute X. They're trying to change the experience of commuting using public transport, ensuring that they're integrating convenience as well as efficiency in the process. It's been really awesome talking to Luthando. Right now, though, we sign off from the show. Remember that if you want the Young Money crew to come to you, all you need to do is just follow me on Twitter. The handle is @TheRealNozi. You can also follow me at CNBC Africa. Don't forget the hashtag. It's Young Money 410. Until next time, it's goodbye.